Alright, hello to all my travelers. Today is definitely very different. Not hiking today, not running today, no Chloe today. Today I am camping. I'm actually up in the White Mountains for some work-related training, and instead of driving the hour and a half home, a coworker and I decided to just camp out for the night because it's just a 2-day thing. So tonight, just a chill camping video. For those of you who have maybe not set up a tent before or haven't done it in a long while, here's some main steps, I guess, that you could do for your tent. Is number one, you want to find a nice and flat ground, or as flat as you can possibly get for the ground. You want to try to clear it of any big rocks. You want to look about what's overhead as well. You want to make sure that there's no, hanging, dangling limbs. You want to make sure that there's no dead trees that are kind of in the area that could potentially blow down and land on you in the middle of the night. Look down, look up, look around. And then you want to lay either that footprint, or I just use a tarp. It's just like the extra level of protection, so that rainwater doesn't seep up, groundwater doesn't kind of seep up through the tent or anything like that. It just kind of gives you that extra layer of protection underneath. Then you're going to lay out your tent. Make sure that the door that you're opening, if you only have one side, that it's on the side that you want it to be facing. Then you set your tent up accordingly, whether it's just the poles. Mine is pretty easy, it's just a one-person tent. Then once you have it set up, you usually have that optional rain fly. I usually keep it, kind of gives you some privacy, but you also want to be careful, it blocks a lot of the wind. So if you want more ventilation in your tent, maybe don't put the fly on, but there's also a chance of rain overnight and tomorrow morning, so I'm going to put the rain fly up. Then you're going to want to stake your tent down, and I have tent pegs that have worked really well for me. I've had them, I don't know, maybe almost 10 years at this point. The ones that come with the tent usually are really easily bendable. Some people like them, some people don't, but I have these little guys that have worked wonders. I like to keep it nice and easy, nice and simple, and be done in minutes. So there is one thing I want to point out with flies for tents. Typically, they will have the fly will have a red tab, and your tent will have a red tab. It might be a different color, but that's to help you basically line them up. So I know that the red tab on the fly goes at the corner with the red tab on the tent. So let's talk about food, right? I'm sure many of you have seen some sort of canister like this. Sometimes they're a lot taller, right? This is the method that I've been using for, I don't know, well over 15 years at this point. I got something from MSR, which is this company here. There's a whole bunch of different companies. As it folds up, it usually comes in a little canister. Unfold it. You can take your fuel, so this size or bigger. All you do is pop the top and screw this on. Make sure your seal's good. I don't hear anything, so that's good. Yum. Cool. There's just something grounding. There's just something grounding about a campfire. There's just something inherently like peaceful and just you can't help but just like stare at it and just exist. So the important thing about a campfire though is to make sure that it is completely out, that it's cold to the touch before you go to sleep. Gonna make sure this is nice and cold, completely out, before I get ready for bed and huddle up in the tent. I'm nice and tucked in my little claustrophobic little tent here. Just enough room to fit. I'm as comfortable as I'm gonna get. I'll try to get some sleep. And looking forward to some coffee in the morning. Definitely looking forward to that. Alright, well. Good night, guys. Good morning, everybody. Not the best sleep, but it was sleep. I had to get up like every 2 hours to pee. That's never fun when camping. Let's get some coffee. I love these guys. I really do. I've tried a whole bunch of different coffee, but it's just been the easiest and most convenient for me. And still good coffee. So, I have the coffee in the bag. It's kind of like a tea bag. You got little fold-out sides. These don't fit all coffee mugs, but for the most part they do. So you take a coffee mug. That sits there. You rip off the top and you slowly pour over. So it's basically like a good old pour over coffee. No, I normally drink black coffee, but not today. Brought some sugar today. How funny would it be if I just like was a psychopath and was like, I brought sugar today and just dumped the whole thing of sugar in. Never had this before, so we'll see how it is. I've never had their breakfast. The real nice thing about these, the only dish I have to do is my spoon, is just like the quickest, dirtiest, I guess cleanest method to eating, and it's what I've been doing. It's what a lot of people have been doing for, you know, decades at this point. So if you haven't tried them, give them a try. All you gotta do is boil water. It says on the back here how much water to put in there. You put hot water in the bag, you stir it up a little bit, you seal it back up, and then that basically kind of it sucks in all the moisture and kind of cooks it, if you will. It's usually you let it sit for like 10, maybe 15 minutes, depending on what the food is. Open it back up, stir it, and you're good to go. An important note: don't wash your dishes at the water spigots. Alright, I know it's tempting because the water spigots are all over the place. It's right there. You don't want to walk all the way down to the dishwashing station, but it's important to not leave food scraps, food scents in, you know, various places around campgrounds. Campgrounds that, you know, have bear signage posting usually have designated spots to wash your dishes so that the food scents, the food scraps that might come off are kind of confined to areas that are not your campgrounds. Okay, so just please follow the rules.